Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to my channel. My name is DK, and today I would like to talk about Riyadh Masters. What is Riyadh Masters? Riyadh Masters is a TI without the TI. It is a tournament that is coming up very soon, in a couple of days, and it is going to be mind-boggling. It has a $15 million prize pool. Yes, indeed, you heard that correctly. $15 million. That's a lot of money coming out. It is going to be held. The organizer of it is the Saudi Esports Federation, and it will be, of course, in Riyadh. That's why it's called the Riyadh Masters. It's a concoction that is combined with the Gamers 8 tournament series. And Gamers 8, that's the big one. Gamers 8 is a Saudi Arabian esports festival that spans about 8 weeks. And they have a grand total of $45 million worth of prize pools over in Riyadh to gain. Here you can see a $45 million total prize pool. That's for their own tournaments. They also have international and regional tournaments like IESF that is being held right there in all different sports that they currently have running in Riyadh. But as mentioned, it's a festival, so they have a lot of different tournaments. They've got Fortnite, Tekken, FIFA, PUBG, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege. They've got a ton. And of course, Riyadh Masters, the big main event, $15 million, 20 teams going over towards Riyadh, and it's the best of the best available. Speaking of which, as a festival, you're also gonna need a little bit of music coming in, and that is where we have some concerts this week. Macklemore and more are gonna be performing over at Riyadh. There's plenty of action coming up in the region. And, well, that is just too much. Gamers 8 is pretty much what you would consider the Olympic Games currently for esports. There is no current Olympic Games. Of course, they haven't really combined those yet. So Riyadh Masters is the closest. Sorry, Gamers 8 is the closest what we will be getting for exactly that. But I want to talk about Riyadh Masters. What is Riyadh Masters? Riyadh Masters is a very big offline tournament that's going to be held in Riyadh. Currently, Dream League 19 and 20 with those massive prize pools were also meant to be qualifiers for Riyadh Masters. You can see the 8 teams that have qualified through the Dream League system. Yeah, not too surprising. Gaming Gladiators at the top. They've won 2 Dream Leagues plus 3 majors this year, so not obviously they'd be top seed. But there's also the play-in seeds, and these are all based on EPT ranking. What is EPT ranking? EPT ranking is an ESL system ranking that works in 2 parts. You've got a regional EPT ranking, and you have a team-based EPT ranking. Pretty much, if you played a tournament this year and you won your match against a decent team, you get points. Based on those points, your ranking goes up or lower. So teams that, for instance, played a lot of third-party tournaments have a little bit more an advantage in that regard. AKA, if you only play DPC, it does drop a little bit compared to if you play everything in that is possible, pretty much. So, why do we have 7 teams at Riyadh? Very simple. Western EU has been dominant this year. It's not really anything else but exactly that. And the fun part is as well, there's actually 6 teams that qualified through the EPT plus, of course, the Dream League system. But there's 1 team that went through the Middle East and North American qualifier, and that is, of course, Quest Esports, one of the big surprises at the Bali Major. They looked phenomenal in their approach. And yeah, they actually played the grand finals of the Middle East and North American qualifiers against Team Secret, so it's kind of funny to see them both going towards Riyadh, considering they probably would have both made it. I think Quest has plenty of points earned after the recent major, But yeah, that's why you see Entity and Team Secret joining at the major as well. Virtus Pro is also a nice addition, but that's mainly because these regions have earned the most points this year. How is the tournament structure going to work? So, first you have play-in stages. 6 teams per group. Here you can see the groups. Top 2 teams advance on towards the next stage. The bottom 4 will have to face up against the Group B bottom 4 to decide who is going to be qualified. The bottom 2, pretty much the team that loses that is eliminated. And why that is, you know, this is a $50 million prize pool. Last place, you get 50k. That's pretty much 10k a player. Of course, taxes and whatnot comes into play. But 50k for getting out last, which is honestly not that bad. And then you head over towards the group stage. Same story pretty much as Dream League has ran this entire season. You've got 2 groups of 8 teams. Top 4 make it towards the upper bracket playoffs. The next 2 bottom, lower bracket playoffs. And the bottom 2 get eliminated. They'll go home with 100k. So, you know, it's not the end in the world for them. It's just definitely a position where the teams want to do better. And then afterwards, of course, it's the usual standard playoffs. Now, looking at these groups so far, you have Group A, Entity, Execration, Aster, Liquid, TSM, Virtus Pro. This looks like it's an easy pick for Liquid. Virtus Pro can be pretty nice. Team Aster, they have a substitute now on Team Aster. They did replace their 4th position. Kaka is now playing for Team Aster. That is one of the changes in the teams right now competing. You also have Gabby replacing Toby and Entity. Seb is playing for OG. And, well, Pure is back for BetBoom, which is, you know, a big plus for them at the very least. Oh, yeah. And SyncQ has also joined Extreme Gaming on the 4th position role. So, primarily 4 positions have been swapped all over the place because Sax is also back. Aoi back to being a coach. Wow, it's pretty much 4 positions all over the place. Well, and Pure, but that's a whole different other story that revolves around the Bali Major. And of course, Quest Esports did recently let their coach go excel after the Bali Major, which was, I mean, it has to have been pre-planned because otherwise I find it very surprising that that would be the case. But yeah, in Group A, I would assume Virtus Pro and Team Liquid probably the top 2 teams. Group B becomes a lot more problematic because, first of all, OG is always a surprise. Second of all, Beast Ghost looked amazing at the last major. 9 Pandas was very good at the last major. Quest Esports was the big outlier last major. Group B, I don't know who I think is going to make it in the top 2 spots. That's a really big who's it going to be? I would assume it's going to be Quest plus Beast Coast. I think they're probably the 2 strongest, but that's very debatable as well. Then we have, of course, the Group A and Group B. We don't see all the teams yet because that will join in later. Group A currently has EG, Gaming Gladiators, LGD, and Team Spirit. EG did not have a great performance at Bali. Not too problematic. Gaming Gladiators, I mean, they're back to back champions. They're off the hinges. So Group A is scary to go in towards. Probably going to be Gaming Gladiators and honestly LGD as well, that I assume will be taking the top spot. Group B though, that's an interesting one. Tundra looked very rejuvenated with of course Aoi, but with Saxa, you know, they're gonna be pretty nasty to deal with. Shopify had some struggles at Bali and, well, just in general this year so far, but BetBoom, they look so good at Bali. But of course, you had the whole Pure stuff, so it's going to be interesting to see. And Talon looked incredible at Dream League, but they did not manage to qualify for the Bali Major, so we'll have to see how they're doing. Of course, this entire tournament is going to be played on a new patch where they nerfed pretty much the strongest heroes at the Bali Major, so there's also that difference coming into play. So there's a lot on this tournament. There's a lot of very interesting matches that everyone is going to be looking forward towards, especially me, because I just love some good old Dota. This video was brought to you in part by Cloudbet. They are a cryptocurrency betting website that has esports and everything included as well. they will team up with me to give away some USDT, aka some cryptocurrency, towards the community. I will be holding 4 different contests, 4 different competitions. There's going to be one on Discord where you have to predict the top 3 teams at Riyadh. That will have a 200 USDT prize pool. Then there's going to be one on Twitter. That will be the top 3 players with the highest GPM average prediction, 100 USDT competition. Then another 100 for Facebook, where you'll have to predict your top 3 most picked heroes at Riyadh Masters. And then the last one is another 100 here over on YouTube, where you have to predict the top 3 most banned heroes. So, if you want to join the competitions, you just have to write in your top 3 for the 3, well, in the 4 different spots. You can join one, you can join all of them if you want to. Let's see who's going to be the victor in that regard. I'll be contacting you afterwards to get you sorted with the USDT. Thank you very much, Cloudbet, and of course, thank you very much, everyone, for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a little bit about how the Riyadh Masters tournament is going to look and how it's going to turn out to become. If you're curious, this is where you can see the Facebook page. On Discord, you have to go towards my Discord channel and then head towards the competition, where you will just write down the teams that you expect will be winning. Do not forget, don't edit any responses, otherwise you could be in a little, well, all the additions are not going to be eligible for winning. But these are the Facebook, the Discord, underneath on the YouTube, and Twitter is there as well. I'll link everything in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.